So these guys are looking fantastic. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. What is going on, everybody? Well, welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new, thank you for joining us, and for everybody else, welcome back. My name is Chris and this is the Christopher Scott channel, and today we're going to be doing something that we love, and that is setting up a plastic tub bin aquarium specifically for breeding guppies. And if you've been around the channel for a while, you know that we've bred all kinds of guppies.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Well, today we're going to be focused all on breeding guppies. And throughout my time here on YouTube, I've bred a lot of guppies, including these purple mosaics, some red mosaics. We've even built crazy enclosures for them.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page.
And we've gone as far as trying to create our own color strain. We call this the unicorn guppy. And today we're going to be building out a brand new setup for breeding guppies. It's not going to be quite this intricate, but it's going to be functional and it's going to be dual purpose.
In my last video, if you have not watched that, I actually decided to do a giveaway. And the giveaway was for you to comment your favorite fish down in the comments, and I was going to randomly pick one of those comments and send you a piece of Christopher Scott merch. That giveaway has been decided. So with that, let's go ahead and release this winner. All right, guys, well, let's select our winner for the giveaway from the last video. And there's going to be another giveaway during this video, just so you know. I'm actually filming this after this entire video has been filmed. There's actually going to be 2 more giveaways because there's a big surprise at the end of this video that I didn't realize we were going to actually catch during this video. So anyway, so we're going to use this website, commentpicker.com. It's one of the best ones that I found so far to pick random comments, and today's winner is Laura. Congratulations, Laura. I need you to reach out to me via Instagram DM, Facebook Messenger, or you can reach me via email, and you can find my email address and links to both socials down below. If you'll reach out to me, I will give you instructions on how to claim your free t-shirt. So once again, congratulations, and let's get back into this video today. I think I want to go ahead and give another piece of merch away. What do you think? Would you like to enter for another piece? Well, in that case, let's go ahead and do another giveaway. So, if you would like to win a piece of Christopher Scott merch, all you have to do to enter is simply comment below. Let me know where you're from. Not specifically, generally. City, state, if you are from outside of the US, what country you're from, anything like that. Just let me know down below, and I will, once again, use a random comment picker to pick a random comment, and whoever is chosen will win a piece of Christopher Scott merch, and I'll get that shipped out to you. So with that, let's go ahead and get into setting up these little bin aquariums to breed guppies. All right, guys, well, all of our plastic bin aquariums for these guppies are gonna go right here on this rack in the fish room. This rack is already set up with air as well as power. What we need to do to start is go ahead and get us some filters set up right here. We're gonna be using these stand-up style sponge filters today in these setups. You can actually get these at freshwaterscrub.com. Use the code guppy for 10% off all of your orders. So make sure you go pick up a sponge filter or some plants or Christopher Scott merch at freshwaterscrub.com. Use the code guppy for 10% off. Let's go ahead and start by adding the sponge filters to the airline hose. With our sponge filters ready to go, let's go ahead and get these aquariums in place here. And I've used these before, and these are great little tubs for breeding guppies, shrimp, all kinds of things. So we're gonna go ahead and set this guy right here. We'll go ahead and put this one right next to it here. Now for this setup, we are going to plant these, well, or at least have floating plants in these for these baby guppies to hide. So I'm gonna use some of this fluval stratum. This fluval stratum was actually from another setup, and we're just gonna drop some in here right on top. Nothing like digging through planted substrate. And now that we have the substrate in here, I'm gonna go ahead and wash the sides off where I completely just slapped this stuff in. As you can see, it got really dirty. That's okay. So let's go ahead and fill this thing up. Well, the thing is that Planet Substrate is dirty, as you can see, and we could have probably done this a little cleaner, but we didn't, and that's okay. So here's my question. Do you think this stuff is gonna clear up, or am I gonna have to do a water change to get this to clear up? Well, we're gonna try to clear it up right now using our little sponge filters. So let's go ahead and turn on air for those two positions and get these sponges going.
The next day.
Well, it is the next day and the water is clear. And it is not clear because it cleared up on its own. I actually did a water change on these guys, I'm not gonna lie. The planted substrate was just a little too dirty and I went and did a water change, but all is good now. So now that we have this water in here, we need to go ahead and dechlorinate it. And of course, we're gonna use one of our favorite products from API, and that is Aqua Essential. And Aqua Essential is gonna take care of all the chlorine and chloramine in these setups right here. So let's go ahead and get this dosed. One of the other products we're going to be using is API Stress Zyme, and this actually contains live nitrifying bacteria, and we're going to go ahead and add some of this just to kind of help with the jump start. We'll talk about the actual media in just a minute. So if you see here, I have a sponge from another setup that is full of beneficial bacteria, and we're going to go ahead and rub this all inside of here, and we're just going to drop this in here and start rubbing it against this sponge. We'll squeeze some of it on here, get all that in there, all that good bacteria. So that'll take care of that one, and that will take care of that one. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. You see these betta cup tops? These are your standard betta cup that you get at most any pet store. Has a little hole in the middle. Well, these make perfect accessories to any fish tank that you may have running a sponge filter. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these for a purpose today. And let me show you what that is. If you notice right here on the surface of the water, and depending on how much airflow you have going, we're gonna adjust this real quick so you can see. This can get quite messy. As the bubbles start to splash up here, it can actually cause all kinds of issues. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna disconnect our air hose up here temporarily. And we are just going to simply slide this guy right onto this air hose and right down into this tank and let it sit right there on the surface of the water. So now when I reconnect my air hose, see what happens? I still get the aeration, but the bubbles are not actually popping on the surface. They are popping underneath that lid, which allows for a cleaner distribution of those bubbles. So we're gonna move over here and do the same thing on this setup. And now to make this setup complete, we're gonna go ahead and add this little flat heater. This will keep the water temperature perfect for these guppies. And we're just gonna sit this right in here. And we're gonna do the same thing in this one right here. Well, with that, guys, these things are set up completely with the exception of planting them and getting fish in them. So let's talk about what plants we're gonna put in here today. All right, well, let's talk about plants and what's going into these setups. Now, the thing is this is not an aquascape by any means. This is done specifically for practicality. So what we wanna do is make sure that we have plenty of hiding places for any babies that happen to be born in these containers. So what we're going to be working with today are a few plants. I have a tub of these plants right here. These are going to be things like guppy grass, which is fantastic. We have some Italian val that'll float in there. You can plant that as well. We have some Anubias. That's an Anubias nana. We have some Anubias nana petite and a few other small little things. We're also gonna put some other floating plants in here, such as duckweed as well as frogbit. So these are gonna be our plants for this setup today. So let's get back in there and get these things in there. So to start, let's go ahead and grab some of this guppy grass. And we're just gonna drop this right in to this setup right here. And this stuff will do great in here. It'll actually reproduce well. It allows for these guppies to have a place to survive. You can see a little bit of frogbit that's floating around off of it there. So we'll put that in there. We will grab another hunk of this guppy grass and we're gonna go ahead and put this right over into that setup. And then let's just split this stuff up. We're gonna put an Anubias nana right over here. We'll put our little Anana Petite in there. Go ahead and drop some of this jungle val in here. Throw some in that side as well. We are going to go ahead and add a couple more things like some frog bit. And now this isn't a lot of frog bit, but this stuff is gonna spread like crazy in here. And we're gonna add some of this to both of these setups. Some over here too. Just one little piece is enough. And we're gonna also add these red root floaters, which will also spread like crazy in here. We're gonna add some in both setups as well. And with that, guys, we are complete. Let's go and round up these fish and get these guys acclimated and in here. Here is our first set of guppies. And there are 6 females and 2 males. You want a ratio of 1 to 3 1 male to 3 females. There's also an amano shrimp in there. But we're gonna go ahead and drop these guys right here and let this cup float so they can temperature acclimate. And then moving to the second set, these are some sunset colors, I believe is what they're called. They have a really pretty yellow and orange. These guys are looking good as well. And we're gonna go ahead and drop these into this other tub. We're gonna let those guys sit right there and acclimate as well. And what'll happen is over time they will get used to the temperature, and we will continue to add water to this. If you notice, another great way to acclimate your fish is in one of these cups, because it slowly starts to, well, the water starts to change inside of there, and there's small amounts of water going into the cup. But I've had a lot of success acclimating small amounts of fish with these betta cups. So we're gonna let that guy sit there, and we'll be back shortly to release these guys into their new setups. All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and start with these little red, I want to say they're red tuxedos. I don't remember exactly what color strain they are, but they are absolutely beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and move these guys right over here. Alright, look at those little sunset and all the females there. They're looking so good. And then you come over here and we have all of our females there. And then up inside of here somewhere are our little red tuxedos, I believe is what these are called. They are all looking good. But all in all, this is amazing, guys. So let's talk about cost here. It is crazy cheap to do this. We're talking about this little tub right here is like $5 at Walmart. I paid less than $10 for the heater, and sometimes you don't even need the heater. You can buy an air pump for a few dollars on Amazon. Sponge filter, you can get those at freshwaterscrub.com. And they are super cheap as well. Planted substrate, I mean, you're talking all in all for one of these tub setups like $20, $25 maybe, and then plus the cost of the fish, which is super cheap. And we're hoping that these guys are going to breed and reproduce some babies. So you'll have to come back and check in on these guys later on. All right, guys, well, it's been a few days since we set up these little systems to breed guppies in the fish room. So it's evening time and it's time to feed, so I thought, might as well take you in and yeah, we'll feed the guppies real quick. Let's go do that now. We are in the fish room, the lights are off. There's some light down here, right down there, but we're not gonna talk about that. That's actually a whole different creature in there, and I haven't introduced you guys to her yet. So we'll talk about that later. So for now, let's go ahead and get our cameras going. Go ahead and get the light turned on. And look at these guys. They are looking fantastic. They're all kind of hanging out at the bottom because the lights are off, and you know, they're just sleeping basically. This one right here looks like she's probably pregnant, and that's good. I mean, definitely good. So what I want to do is go ahead and feed these guys, and what we're going to feed them is actually one of our favorite foods, and that is API tropical mini pellets. It's a perfect food for guppies, actually. Little tiny pellets, and we're just going to drop these right here in the water. There goes that male. He's hungry. Here comes the female. She's just like, Oh my gosh. Guys, do you see that? No way. Okay, we're gonna come back to this bin in just a second. Let's drop some over in this bin as well. Let's go ahead and drop some in here. Those are sinking there, and they are going crazy for this stuff. They love these little mini pellets. They also love the flake food, but they do love these mini pellets. I've always had really good luck with guppies with these mini pellets. So anyway, back to this tub here. So we have a pregnant guppy in here, but there's something else that's happened in here, guys, and I didn't expect this to be so quick. But I want to show you something. Guys, do you see that? This tub right here has babies in it. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how many babies are in here. This is crazy that we already have babies in here. Absolutely crazy. So I honestly thought about just putting out a whole new video just talking about the babies, but why? Let's go ahead and talk about these guys right here. So let's get these guys out of here because we're going to talk about something. So we're going to have to get all of these plants out of here. I wasn't expecting this to be the case so quick, but it is what it is. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and take these plants, put them into a container real quick so we don't have a bunch of hiding places for these fish, and we're just going to start scooping them out. All right, well, as I'm scooping these guys out, what I need to know from you is how many do you think there are? I'm actually going to do a second giveaway during this video. You want to win a piece of Christopher Scott merch? Make a guess. Separate from the original giveaway of telling me where you're from, make a guess of how many guppy babies you have, and we're going to count those, and in the next video I'll tell you exactly how many they are. The first person in an unedited comment that is closest, either up or down, the closest to the correct number will win a piece of Christopher Scott merch. Make sure you go ahead and put your guesses in. The more guesses, the more chance you have to win. We have all of our guppies collected in this cup, and what we're going to do is go ahead and put these plants back inside of this setup since all of our babies have been collected, and that was interesting. Definitely interesting that we already have babies, guys. So what we're doing is culling these out, and what that means is that we're not expecting these to be the correct color strain, and that's simply because we don't know what fish gave birth, and these males and females were separated until I purchased them, so they were obviously pregnant from a different fish. So we still could get some really cool guppies out of here. They're just not going to be specifically this color strain. So let's go ahead and, well, we're going to have to get a grow out system set up for these guys because I wasn't really expecting this to happen so soon. Obviously, the same thing applies for the baby setup, and that is we're going to need a heater. So I'm going to go ahead and put a heater in here. Well, hopefully you went on to enjoy this video setting up these new guppy breeding systems, and the fact that we had babies, what? So I want to say congratulations first off to Laura for winning the piece of Christopher Scott merch from the last video. Don't forget to enter the giveaway for this video. There's actually two. Number one is I'm going to pick a random comment. All you have to do is comment your location, where you're from down below. Not exact location, I mean like city, state, country, whatever you want to choose. Put that down there. I'll use the same random comment picker to pick a location winner, and then the second giveaway is whoever can guess closest, either up or down, to the number of baby guppies that we have in that setup, I will also give a piece of merch to that person in the next video. So 2 giveaways will be announced in the next video, so make sure you enter. With that, guys, thank you so very much for coming along with us on this journey today, and I really truly am grateful. For everybody that is here in the United States, hopefully you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. That will actually be, well, it's either today or it'll be tomorrow, depending on what time zone you're in. This video is coming out and it is 10:52 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hopefully you guys like late videos because this one's late. But with that, guys, thank you so very much. I really, truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Links to both are down below. Visit freshwaterscrub.com. Use the code GUPPY for 10% off your entire order. That can be merchandise, sponge filters, plants, anything like that that's on the website. So make sure you go and check out freshwaterscrub.com. And with that, guys, I'm truly grateful. And hey, we will see you next time.